Hi everyone, welcome to your new module for home learning. This module you're going to be looking at a topic called inspiring artists, where we're going to look at a range of different iconic artists, both historic and contemporary. So today's artist that you're looking at is going to be Piet Mondrian. Now Piet Mondrian was a Dutch abstract painter, and he was born in 1872 in the Netherlands. He passed away in 1944 in New York. Now, Piet Mondrian is regarded as one of the most influential artists of the 20th century, and he is one of the biggest influencers of abstract art. So, at the end of his career, you'll see what we're looking at. His artwork is based around geometry, very geometric shapes using lines and basic primary colours with elements of monochrome of black and white. So we're going to have a go today at creating an artist research page inspired by the great Piet Mondrian. Okay, so what you're going to need for this piece of artwork is a ruler. A long one is better because it can give the length of your paper. Obviously, a piece of paper. You can have it landscape or portrait, but for this, I'm going to have it portrait. You're going to need a black pen, a felt pen, thickish one, probably a sharpener at some point, a pencil, rubber, and your three primary colours, which you should know what they are, but if you don't, it is red, yellow, and blue. The first thing that I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to start drawing some lines onto this paper, but what you don't want, which is a common mistake, is to draw lines from the top all the way to the bottom multiple times and then the same horizontally. If you do that, you're going to end up with a checkerboard or a chessboard type design, which is not Piet Mondrian style at all. So what I would like you to do first is find an area, it can be anywhere, where you do one vertical line that goes the whole way across your page. And you want to keep these lines parallel with the edge of your paper to the best that you can. Then what I'd like you to do is add in 3 more lines that don't go the full way across your page. However, they must go off the edge of one of your sides. So what I mean is, it can't be in the middle like this, but it could be going all the way across to here and then stop. I might do one a bit further down that goes to here and then stop. And I think I'll do another one a bit closer in the middle to nearly the edge, about there. Still keeping them parallel. I'm then going to turn my ruler vertical, and again I'm going to do one line that goes the full length of my page. And then I'm going to do some that don't go the full length. But what I want to do is connect them up to my previous unfinished lines. So it's up to you whether you start at the top or the bottom, and you want to vary this because that's what's going to make it interesting. So for this one, I want it to cross over more lines, I think, so I'm going to bring it down. This one I think I'll also bring down. This one I will then bring up for variety. Now you can see I have got some shapes starting to be built in there, but I don't really want any corners like this left. Okay, I don't really want them to be left in the middle of my page. I want to connect them up to another line. So this one, I could connect it up to here, but that's going to make this look like too much of a column. I don't want to ever use diagonal lines, only horizontal or vertical. So I think for this one, I'm going to go vertically. I could take it up to this line, as long as it's touching a line, that's fine. Or I could take it off the page, but I think I'm just going to go to here. Same again, I could go vertically and I could take it up to here or here, here or the edge of the page, or I could take it to here or here. So for this one, because I've already got some vertical lines, I think I'm going to take it horizontally to its next line. And then with this one, I don't want another line that goes all the way down my page. So I think what I will do is I will bring it down a little bit further, and then I will create another line here that closes it in. So you can see now I'm starting to get some different shapes. Inside these shapes then, I can start adding more in. So for example, I can draw a line inside this shape, but your line must always start at a line, end at a line, and can only be vertical or horizontal, no diagonals. Inside there, I could then create another little box there. Okay, and I'm just going to add a few more of those in. I'm trying to get rid of any columns that I can see, so any shapes that are all the same width or the same height. I want a lot of variety in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now, but I'm going to want some boxes that stay large and some that are smaller. So here I can see that these two are the same, so I want to change these if I can. Now I've got plenty of squares. What I want to do is make sure that I can fit the title Piet Mondrian in here. Now, you could just write it at the top of your page like you would normally do for an artist research page. However, I want to include it within the design. So I want to put a letter in each box. So Piet Mondrian. Now for that, I don't want my boxes to be too small, but I don't want them to be too large either. So I'm going to try and make sure that I've got some similar sized boxes around here that I can fit my letters in. So if I start here, and I know I could get a P in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide that box up and I'm going to put my P in here. Now I don't want my P to be quite small like this and floating because it won't look right. So I'm going to rub that out and I want my P to fill the box and stay quite geometric using straight lines so that it blends in with the rest of the page like this. Can you see how I've now got a P there? Then I want an I, so I can fit an I in this box here. I could be doing this neater with a ruler, but it's okay. I think what I will then do is, I don't want all of my letters to be the same size, so I'm going to divide this box up. And this. And I'm going to fit my E down here. Doesn't matter that it's really long. And then I could rub this line out and extend this one so I've got a huge space here, but I don't think I'll do that for now. What I'll do is I'll just fit my T in there. And now I'm going to need Mondrian, which is quite a few more letters, so I want to make sure I've got enough room. So I don't yet, so I'm going to need to divide this box up. Now this one doesn't look right because it doesn't quite join up there. So I'm going to get rid of that one. If something doesn't look right to you, that's fine. Just rub it out. So I'm going to just go ahead and sketch in where I think my letters can go. So I'm going to go ahead and draw those in now. So it turns out that I missed out a box for my eye, but I snuck an extra one in here. So that's absolutely fine. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to outline all of my lines that I've drawn with a black pen, and I'm also going to outline my letters in a black pen as well. So I've outlined all of my lines and letters with my pen now, and you'll see that I decided to outline all of my letters with a ruler, and just to make them super neat and tidy and make sure that they tie in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my ink is dry, and then I'm going to just rub out any pencil lines that I can see from before. Okay, now all that's left to do is the colouring in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my red, and I'm going to pick out, say, 4 sections that I'm going to colour in. And I want them to be varied in size. I don't want them to be next to each other either. I think I'll colour in my E as well in red, and I'll have this section here. I'm then going to choose where I'm going to colour in my yellow, which needs a sharpen. Now your yellow can sit next to the red if you want, but remember we still want to fill most of this space. So I'm going to go with here, yellow, and this big box here. And finally my blue. Now I'll probably go back in and add more of these boxes, some colour to more of these boxes, but I want to get these ones coloured in first. Now the ones where I'm colouring in my letters, I'm actually going to colour in my letter and leave the background of that box plain, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. So I'm going to start with my red and colour them in. Okay, and for my letter, I'm going to colour in my E, but I'm going to leave the outside of the letter white. So now that I've coloured those areas in, I can see I've still got a lot of white space left. So I'm going to go back in with my 3 colours and decide on a few more areas that I want to add colour to. I think I'm going to add colour to most of my letters, although some might still be left white, which is absolutely fine. Obviously you can change your letters. If you wanted to colour all of your letters in black to make them stand out even more, that's absolutely fine. Or you might want to just colour in the background of them in black and leave the letters white using negative space. That's also fine, but I'm going to go ahead and add in a few more areas of block colour, and then that will be me done. Okay guys, there you go, that is the finished Piet Mondrian artist page. Now if you wanted to make this even better, what you could do is print off a little picture of Piet Mondrian and stick that into one of your squares, or you could even write some information in a couple of the boxes about Piet Mondrian and his artwork and maybe your thoughts on it. They are just some next steps if you're wanting to make your work even better. So let me know how you get on. I hope everybody enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time.